Hello, this is Charles Bird, and this is the May 25th, 2020 edition of Rant-Om Thoughts. Since today is Memorial Day, I think I'll start off with something that I like to post annually on my Facebook page. I don't see any reason why I should share it here. If you truly want to honor those who died in service to our country, question the motives of those who agitate for more war. Question the motives of the neocon chicken hawks whose cowardice and hypocrisy prevents them from fighting in the wars they're always wanting to start. Question the motives of the war evangelicals who discard the teachings of the Prince of Peace and would turn Christianity into a pagan death cult. Question the motives of the liberal humanitarian interventionists who are more generous with the lives of other people's children than with the lives of their own. Question the motives of foreign governments who think America exists only to fight their wars for them. Starting this Memorial Day, let us honor fallen heroes by fighting war, not wars. In Modesto, some of the restaurants are beginning to reopen for indoor dine-in service. Some are following protocols, some are ignoring protocols, and then you have some restaurants that are, they're still waiting to be able to do business when they don't have restrictions and they're not running any risk, not from the overhyped flu, but from snitches and overzealous officials. So, it's a start. It's a step in the right direction. I hope it isn't, as some people say it is, just a fake out. That it's just something to, get us to shut up. Still, I'm going to adopt a wait and see attitude. I still have not popped open that bottle of Jefferson's Ocean whiskey yet. But we'll see what happens. Okay. The Libertarian Party had its first ever and hopefully only ever virtual nominating convention. Let's start with the bad news. Jacob Hornberger was unable to secure the nomination. How did that happen? Well, I'm not going to point fingers at people or accuse anyone of anything. I'm just going to tell you how I saw it. When Justin Amash waged his little 3-week campaign, it bumped Hornberger, who was the front runner, to third place in some of the polls. And then you had a lot of people in the Hornberger camp, some of whom were pledged delegates that Hornberger, who support Hornberger needed at that convention, hastily assumed that the fix was going to be in for Amash, and they basically rage quit. They just threw a tantrum and left. And then of course Justin Amash, a week before the convention, drops out. And there's a lot of speculation about that going on. The people who like to assume the best of him want to think that that it was because Amash didn't want a tainted nomination haunting his campaign. Because if he did end up polling well enough to go into the debates, I guarantee you Donald Trump would have smelled that like a shark does blood on water, and he would have pounced on it. But still, it doesn't explain why Justin Amash endorsed Joseph Bishop Henchman, who is Nick Sarwark's favorite to replace him. So there's that too. There is some good news though. The nominee is Jo Jorgensen, Dr. Jo Jorgensen, a lecturer in psychology at Clemson University, entrepreneur. She was Harry Brown's running mate way back in 1996. She is a very capable, competent woman, and certainly worthy of my support. Yesterday, Sunday, the delegates selected Spike Cohen to be her running mate. So onward and upward, Jorgensen Cohen 2020. Very exciting times to be living in. I really think that she would be a very good contrast to the two major party candidates, the disgraced and impeached incumbent and his Democrat opponent, a man who is not only been credibly accused of rape, but is also being shown to be mentally unfit for the office. And the media can get away with covering that up for so long. I'm going to hold another virtual block party this Friday. After that, I'm just going to scale it down to once a month. That way it doesn't lose its novelty. Yeah, and besides, as things are starting to reopen more and more, it'll be a little bit harder for me to get people involved. Still those Zoom calls are a lot of fun. I enjoy it. So I hope it doesn't lose its novelty. I would really like it to become a thing. Okay, just saw a movie called Come and See. It was made in 1985. It's a Soviet-made war film, but it's not your typical war movie. The director, Elam Klimov, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, what he did was he shot it like he would a horror film. And it gives the film a very stark, frightening realism. So, it's set in World War II. It follows a boy as he joins the Belarusian resistance. It's very harrowing footage, and if let's just say that if you have a vulnerable psyche, I wouldn't recommend it for you. Now, one more item to get out of the way before I get out of everybody's hair. Hydroxychloroquine. Now, it's my belief that an adult owns his own body and that he can ingest whatever he wants. It doesn't mean you have to, be supportive or affirm it. I mean, you can be of the mind that say, smoking is bad for you, and you would certainly be well within your rights to, encourage, people you love to quit. But, you know, if you want to ban tobacco or use, nanny state type nudging, such as slowly inching up sales taxes on tobacco products, I mean, that's where you and I will have a problem. Now, how does this relate to hydroxychloroquine, the anti-malarial drug that's being used to treat COVID symptoms, which, by the way, is not to be confused with Clorox or fish tank cleaner or pool chlorine. Look, whether it works or not, and reliable sources tell me that it has yielded some encouraging results. That then go ahead, do it if you think it's right for you, and if you've or if you've talked to your physician and he agrees with you that it would be a good way to go. On the other side of the coin, if you think it's too risky, if you think that it is snake oil, or you just have some knee-jerk aversion to anything that's being hyped up by Donald Trump and his spokesholes in conservative Inc. media, then that too is your right. Nobody's sticking a gun to your head and forcing you to take it. All right, well, that's going to be it for this evening. Think while it's still legal. Fight war, not wars. Reopen America. Jorgensen, Cohen, 2020. See you next week.